did is when we decided to start rebuilding our high schools, we knew that, again, if we just said that local communities were going to be the ones in paying for sports facilities, that we wouldn't have equity for our athletes, our student athletes. And so every single project that's been paid for by the bond, we made sure that those schools all had not only equitable offerings inside the school, in the classrooms, but that in the athletic fields where so many students learn about leadership, life lessons, that they'd all have equitable opportunities to play. And when I was approached about this project, I knew I'd already been over to look at Lincoln's Fieldhouse, because they have a nice field. It's not as nice as this one, I would say. But I had a chance to look at it. And so when I heard that how much work the community had put into fundraising, and there was still a gap, not because of the project not raising enough money, we raised the amount of money you thought you needed to raise, but it turned out it was going to be a more expensive project, that I knew that it was really important for the school district to help sort of close that gap. So one of the things I learned, I became a very good writer from my time at Washington High School. I can write a pretty good resolution, so I just drafted something up, and I drafted something for Roosevelt, and then I just stuck the McDaniel project in it. So it's a little bit of a teamwork between Roosevelt and McDaniel here to get this project done. And I want to thank the rest of the school board who really realized that this was the right thing to do, that student athletes could immediately start benefiting from the project if we just closed the gap, and so they agreed to commit and allocate $247,000 on Tuesday night. So I really appreciate my fellow board members. But I want to say really the heavy lifting was done by all of you in the school community, and I really thank you, because this is such a gift to the student athletes. And so on behalf of PPS and the district and the board, I want to thank all of you for giving a gift to the student athletes here for years to come. Thank you.
Thank you, Julia, and thank the board. That's unbelievable. Still, we were dancing Tuesday night when we heard that. Just a little addition here. Coach McLean, who was the coach of the 69 state champs and world champs in Legion, brought a little gift here to give to Coach Wiitala. This is a hat from the 1969 World Series champions. And so, Coach McLean, where's Coach at? Where's Coach? A hat for you, Julia. Okay, moving right along. Character education was the focus of Mr. Wiitala and his coaches, 30 to 60 years ahead of their time. They knew that emphasizing the most important things in life. They knew that character education would take you a long way. Take all the athletes, and that's what they focused on. We tried to win, and they taught us to win, but they also taught us character ed. And being an athletic director, I see how important that is, how important that was during that time, how important it is now. And I tell Mr. Wiitala all the time, there's a push right now across the state of Oregon by a group of athletic directors to get character education and to emphasize it at their high schools. And I'm a part of that, even though I don't have a school anymore, I'm retired. And I see some wonderful things being done, and I think back to our athletic director and our coaches and what they did for us. And like I said, they were ahead of their time. Well, we're here, and the keynote speaker has arrived. He's ready. Coach Wiitala, thank you for everything. You're the namesake of this facility.
It's getting old is not what it's cracked up to be. I don't know. Questions go through my mind. Memories flying through my mind right now. All of the coaches that are here, former players that are here. I keep asking the question that is part of the lyrics of one of my favorite songs. It says, "Why me, Lord? What did I ever do?" I really believe that we've had so many wonderful teachers, coaches, staff at Madison, so many tremendous athletes. How did they ever come up with my name? I'm a paper shuffler, and that's what athletic directors were called back in the 60s. Madison sure had its share of outstanding teachers. Let me review with just a few of the names of those who have gone on before and who coached and taught here at Madison. I'm reading the list because my memory, I know what they do in the newspapers to old men who can't remember something. So I'm going to read it. But I'd like to start. Jerry Lyons, the first football coach. Warren Boland, Sharon Watkins, Fran Gannon, Ole Johnson, Don Gassaway, Mary Walls, Jim Webb. We could go on. Those are, to give you an idea of the caliber of people we had working here in this community. I want to thank all those coaches, and then I want to mention that many of you are here today who are still coaching or were coaching when I was athletic director, which have lived on and gone back and served the community. And I hope you know that any honor that's given out here today belongs to you. You did the day-by-day work. You were the hands-on people. You did the coaching. I also want to take a moment to thank people who worked in the athletic department. When I became athletic director, I was blessed to have teacher assistants who did the clerical work for me. We couldn't hire a full-time secretary, but we had some phenomenal students who did the job just like a pro. And then we had people who worked in the concession stands, giving up their time. They didn't get to see the games. They were away from their friends. They were down in the concession booth getting ready to sell and make some money for the athletic department. So some of you are here today. I think I see Kathy, Steve, Cutter, a few more. I appreciated the work that those people did. No thank yous, no letter awards. They just did it to help us. The importance of athletics in the high school was driven home to me a while back while I was having lunch with several Madison graduates who had gone on, finished their college, became successful businessmen. They invited a few of us coaches, AD, to go out and play golf, around the golf, and have lunch with them. One of the young men said during the lunchtime, we were remembering old times at Madison. The young man said, "I learned everything I needed to know to be successful on Wall Street while on the playing fields at Madison." Now, he was not trying to belittle the education we got here at Madison, but what he was trying to do was to convey to us the three qualities of character that he learned while on the athletic field: self-discipline, self-sacrifice, and self-control. Athletics can do a better job, in my opinion, of teaching those things. We teach, all good teachers teach them somewhat, but it's so often in the classroom it's a sideline. In athletics, you foul, you're called, you respond to the referee, you're kicked out of the game, and then you have a meeting with the coach. And you don't want those kinds of meetings. So athletics can do that. And I want to share with you three examples of athletes that participated here at Madison and during their time of participation learn some of these attributes. First of all, I'd like to mention Terry Lay. That name may ring a bell with some of you. Terry played in the major leagues, ended up playing with the Yankees a little bit, went to Japan, went to Europe, went to Mexico. He lived a life as a pro baseball player. But when Terry was in the 8th grade, he stood out here along Thompson Street, looking through the wire fence, watching the Madison varsity practice. As he watched that practice, he said to himself, and I'm telling you almost word for word what Terry said, and I have permission to use these facts.